Ah, pop spirituality, the glitter-covered, Instagram-filtered charade that convinces people they're ascending to some higher plane of existence when really they're just spiraling into a vortex of jargon-filled dysfunction. It's the modern snake oil, except instead of a dodgy traveling salesman, you've got a horde of influencers, self-proclaimed gurus, and TikTok shamans selling you a load of crap they barely understand themselves. But hey, it's got pastel aesthetics and healing vibes, so it must be legit, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. What we're looking at here is not enlightenment, not personal growth, but often just untreated mental illness, with a new age rebrand. Let's unpack this mess, shall we? Grab a drink. It's going to get bumpy. Symptom number 1, being completely detached from reality. You've seen it. Someone talks about manifesting abundance while their rent is 3 months overdue and their car just got repossessed. They're not struggling with the cold, hard facts of life. They're vibrating higher. Sure, Karen. Meanwhile, the rest of us are down here in reality, grinding it out to make ends meet. Here's the thing. Being delusional isn't a spiritual awakening. It's avoidance, plain and simple. When someone is constantly reframing real-world problems as cosmic battles or spiritual tests, it's not depth, it's denial. The universe didn't send you a challenge, buddy. You just forgot to pay your credit card bill. Symptom number 2. Entitlement, dressed as empowerment. I'm setting boundaries, they proclaim, after ghosting their closest friends for 6 months, because they didn't want to deal with uncomfortable conversations. Don't get me wrong, boundaries are important, but what a lot of these people call boundaries is really just an excuse for being an entitled flake. This is the kind of person who thinks every minor inconvenience is an affront to their sacred energy. They'll drop phrases like, I just can't be around low vibrational people, which is new age for I can't handle anyone who challenges my delusions. Accountability, growth, empathy? Nah, those are too toxic for their fragile ego. Symptom number 3, self-absorption on steroids. Somewhere along the line, self-help morphed into an Olympic sport of navel-gazing. Instead of using personal growth to connect with the world, pop spirituality has people believing they are the world. Every interaction becomes about them, their needs, their triggers, their journey. Other people? Just extras in the grand Netflix series of their life. You know that friend who can turn any conversation into a monologue about their trauma or healing? Yeah, they're not being deep. They're being self-absorbed. And when you point it out, they'll call you unenlightened or accuse you of projecting. Because in this world, there's no room for differing perspectives, only infinite mirrors of their own reflection. Symptom number 4, avoiding discomfort, like it's radioactive. Here's a fun fact. Growth is uncomfortable. It's messy, painful, and downright ugly at times. But instead of leaning into that, pop spirituality tells people to sidestep discomfort entirely. Feeling anxious? Just meditate it away. Conflict with someone? Block them and call it protecting your peace. This is discomfort avoidance at its peak. These folks don't want growth, they want a shortcut, and they justify it with flowery language about alignment and divine timing, when really, they're just scared of doing the hard work of facing their flaws. Growth doesn't come from sitting on a yoga mat, chanting affirmations while ignoring your unresolved issues. It comes from rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty. Symptom number 5, blaming the universe or everyone else. The pièce de resistance. Total lack of accountability. In this magical worldview, nothing is ever their fault. Toxic relationships? It's because they attracted bad energy. Career stagnation? Mercury's in retrograde? Burned toast? Saturn's fault. Here's a wake-up call. Sometimes the problem isn't the cosmos. Sometimes the problem is you. But pop spirituality has given people an endless buffet of excuses to dodge personal responsibility, leaving them stuck in a doom loop of bad decisions and magical thinking. The social media and mental illness industrial complex tag team. If you're wondering why this nonsense is so pervasive, look no further than social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok are the perfect breeding grounds for this brand of dysfunction. They reward performative vulnerability, self-indulgence, and quick-fix spirituality with likes, shares, and endless validation. And then there's the mental health industrial complex, which has a knack for turning every quirk or bad habit into a full-blown diagnosis. Are you introverted? You must have social anxiety. Do you overthink sometimes? Welcome to the ADHD club. Pair that with pop spirituality, and you've got a cocktail of dysfunction that's as addictive as it is unhelpful. The doom loop and how to escape it. Here's the scary part. If you stay in this loop long enough, it becomes your identity. You're no longer a person with flaws and struggles. You're a healer, a light worker, a spiritual warrior locked in an endless battle with reality. And that's a dangerous place to be because it makes real change nearly impossible. So how do you get out? Simple, but not easy. 1. Face reality. Stop dressing up your problems in spiritual jargon and deal with them head on. 2. Seek real help. A licensed therapist is worth infinitely more than any Instagram guru. 3. Take accountability. Growth starts with owning your mistakes, not blaming them on the moon. 4. Embrace discomfort. It's not your enemy. It's the price of progress. Final thoughts. Get off the mat and into the world. Pop spirituality and self-help culture promise enlightenment, but more often than not, they deliver stagnation. They feed into our worst instincts, avoidance, entitlement, and self-absorption, while masquerading as profound wisdom. The truth? Healing is hard. Growth is uncomfortable, and life doesn't give a damn about your high vibrations. So stop scrolling, stop chanting, and stop buying into the nonsense. The real world is waiting. It's messy and painful and imperfect, but it's also where real connection, purpose, and joy live. And trust me, that's worth infinitely more than all the incense and chakra crystals in the world.